Friendship, like a sturdy ship, carries us through life's storms. We trust our friends, rely on their support, and cherish the bond we share. But what happens when that trust is shattered, the ship capsized by an act of betrayal? This painful experience became my reality when a close friend, someone I held dear, betrayed my trust in a way I could have never imagined. The pain was immediate, a deep wound that pierced my heart. It was a confusing mix of emotions, anger, sadness, and disbelief. How could someone I trusted so deeply hurt me so profoundly? The world, once vibrant and full of promise, suddenly felt cold and gray. The betrayal felt like a personal attack, shaking the very foundation of my world. My thoughts raced, replaying the events, trying to make sense of the senseless. Each time the wound felt fresh, the pain as raw as the day it happened. Anger, like a venomous serpent, coiled itself around my heart. It whispered insidious doubts, fueled resentment, and poisoned my thoughts. I found myself dwelling on the betrayal, reliving the pain and allowing it to consume my every waking moment. What was once a source of joy and laughter, my friendship now felt like a battleground, haunted by the specter of betrayal. The bitterness began to seep into every aspect of my life. It affected my relationships with others, casting a shadow of suspicion on even the most genuine connections. I found it hard to trust, to let go of the hurt, and move forward. Sleep offered little respite, my nights plagued by nightmares and restless thoughts. The weight of my anger became a heavy burden, dragging me down like an anchor. It stole my joy, my peace of mind, and my ability to experience life's simple pleasures. It was as if I was trapped in a prison of my own making, the bars forged from my own unforgiveness. Just when the darkness threatened to engulf me completely, a glimmer of hope appeared. It arrived in the form of a simple, handwritten letter. The familiar handwriting on the envelope sent a jolt through me, a mix of apprehension and curiosity. With trembling hands I opened the letter, my heart pounding in my chest. The words, penned with heartfelt sincerity, offered an apology, an acknowledgement of the pain caused, and a plea for understanding. It wasn't an attempt to justify the betrayal, but a genuine expression of remorse. As I read and reread the letter, a strange thing happened. A tiny crack appeared in the wall of anger I had so carefully erected around my heart. The letter wasn't a magic solution, instantly erasing the hurt. Instead, it was like a bridge, tentatively extending across a chasm of pain and resentment. It offered a chance for reconciliation, a path, however daunting, towards healing and forgiveness. Forgiving, I soon realized, wasn't a single act of grand gesture, but a journey, arduous and often painful. It was a conscious choice made not for the other person but for myself, for my own peace of mind. It meant confronting my pain, acknowledging the depth of my hurt, and finding a way to release the anger that had held me captive for so long. There were days when forgiveness felt impossible, the anger surging back with renewed force. I grappled with feelings of resentment, questioning my own judgment and the value of our friendship. It was a constant battle between the desire for revenge, for the other person to feel the same pain they inflicted, and the yearning for peace, for freedom from the bitterness that was consuming me. But slowly, gradually, something began to shift within me. As I clung to the hope offered in that letter, as I made the conscious choice to forgive, the grip of anger began to loosen. It wasn't about condoning the betrayal but about releasing myself from its power. Forgiving my friend wasn't easy, but it was the most liberating experience of my life. It was as if a weight had been lifted from my shoulders, the chains of anger finally broken. The world, once shrouded in gray, slowly began to regain its color. Laughter came more easily, and I found myself able to appreciate the simple joys of life again. The peace that came with forgiveness was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a deep, abiding sense of calm that permeated my being. The constant churn of anger and resentment subsided, replaced by a quiet stillness. I was no longer defined by the betrayal but by the strength I found within myself to forgive. Forgiveness didn't erase the past, but it allowed me to move forward, to embrace the future without the burden of anger and resentment. It was a gift I gave myself, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness. The journey of forgiveness also brought with it a newfound sense of empathy and understanding. It allowed me to see the situation from my friend's perspective, to understand the complexities that led to their actions. While it didn't excuse their betrayal, it allowed me to view it with a more compassionate lens. This new perspective didn't diminish the pain I felt, but it helped me to see the situation with greater clarity. I began to understand that people make mistakes, sometimes grave ones, and that holding on to anger only perpetuates the cycle of pain. Forgiveness, I realized, wasn't about condoning bad behavior, but about breaking free from the chains of resentment. It was about acknowledging the hurt, allowing myself to grieve the loss of trust. And then, with time and courage, choosing to move forward with compassion and understanding. The act of forgiveness had a ripple effect, extending beyond my own healing to impact my relationships with others. I found myself more patient, more understanding, and more willing to extend grace to those around me. The anger that had once consumed me was replaced by a deep sense of peace and a desire for connection. My relationships, both old and new, benefited from this newfound sense of peace. I was able to let go of past hurts more easily, to forgive more readily, and to approach conflicts with a spirit of understanding rather than judgment. The walls I had built around my heart gradually crumbled, replaced by a more open and compassionate approach to life. Forgiveness, I discovered, wasn't just about healing individual wounds, but about creating a more compassionate and forgiving world. It was about breaking down walls of division, one act of forgiveness at a time, and building bridges of understanding and empathy. In the end, forgiveness is a choice, a conscious decision to release ourselves from the grip of anger and bitterness. It is not a sign of weakness but an act of immense courage and strength. It is a gift we give ourselves, a path towards healing, and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. By choosing love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, we break free from the chains of the past and step into a brighter future. We open ourselves up to the possibility of reconciliation, of rebuilding broken trust, and of experiencing the true meaning of compassion and grace. The journey of forgiveness may be long and arduous, but the rewards are immeasurable. It is in the act of forgiving that we truly set ourselves free and discover the boundless capacity of the human heart to heal, to love, and to forgive.